Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here for the high probability watch list for the week of March 29th. Last week of March, beginning of April. Nice. Anyway, what a, I would say, very busy week this week. And even today, we nailed it again on the WKEY. It's going to be a much shorter watch list this week compared to last week. I'm sorry, again, I got carried away with all that stuff we were discussing on that. So I want to try to make this pretty straight to the point and just give you the great setups for next week. WKEY is still going to be on our radar. I put out a note yesterday that we expect news to come out on 1 o'clock. And sure enough, 1 o'clock, here was the news. We popped up. I took profits just under 20. What did I get out of this? Maybe I got out of it. What did I get out of this? We bought it at 1073. Well, let's see. That was our one of our original buys here. Let me get this. Let me get all this set in here. We sold at 1980. Great year, 1980 on the WKEY. Now it's back down here to 16 and change, right back to pre-market, pre-news poppage levels. So I'm starting to get back into this one. I expect them to continue to drop some good news. They had an interview on Benzinger today. I would suggest going to look that up on YouTube. Very big things that they're doing now. Again, being able to see when they drop news at 1 o'clock was very important in this stock over the last couple days. It's amazing. The same thing. So that's where we are in that. I continue to look at that, and this is the NFT plays, NFT and digital security. The other one is FNKO, FNKO, and I like this one down here. I like this one for some news also. It's been consolidating. It's actually pulled back a little today. But they also have a great interview on this. I've been going over it on the show here, and I'll bring it up to you fast here, so I don't have to paste this. Here's the FNKO looking to cash in an NFT craze right now. So everything's NFC. We've been making some good money on these trades, and this FNKO is standing out here. There was a recent interview. He stated the company is looking to get into NFT market with their products in a way that hasn't been done before. But here's the quote: "We're going to be out in the market fairly soon, but we're going to be out in the market in a very different way. We have the ability to disrupt this space in a way that nobody else has done it right now. We can tie digital NFTs to our fan base and link entities with physical products. For example, we have a pack of NFTs, won't mention licenses right now, and there's a few rare ones. And if you have those rare ones, we're going to give you a free product that's tied to that rare NFT, which means you have a super rare physical product that ties to your super rare NFT, and that's disruptive. That's new. It's different than only FNKO can do. Of course, FNKO is the king of creating artificial value for products on the collectible markets, in my opinion. And this is the article. The entire business model is essentially based on the concept of making something deliberately rare, so it goes up in value and drives demand for it, which makes sense. So anyway, a lot of these plays here, are waiting on news, just like we know news is coming out on certain times on WKEY, I should call it. Now we're going to expect some news on FNKO, so we want to position ourselves before that. So if we take a look at this. It is kind of extended here on some of that hype already, and it's pulled back. But they don't want they're not going to let this train pass them by in the night. So I'll move back here. Obviously a move back to 15, 16, $15 to $16 would bring us back to that rising trend line. Does that does news come out before that? Does it pop higher? Does it go higher? This is a tough one, but it is on the watch list to come out with some news. So I'd either have a little position in it or, watch this underlying level here, $15 to $16 for an entry. but I would rather have a little in this just in case news drops before it gets the pullback. And again, with all these setups, including the WKEY, we're in and out. We're in and out like the Marines. These are some of the past trades I've taken on this. Bought, sold, pulled back, bought, sold. And then I bought this morning and sold up here. So this is a new one, actually. So we could add another fourth trade on this. And we've been doing really good on this. So I could add that last fourth setup here. We bought it this morning, early this morning. What price that was? Probably around $14. $14 and change, and we ended up selling it right under $20. I got $5 on it, so that made the day. All right, so now we have to just, again, continue to look to do that on any type of pullback. Now, I got back into it here. I still think that we're going to move higher over time, so the pullback here to 16 area, I'm back in it, and we'll see how that plays out. So I like the FNKO, I like the WKEY going forward on the NFT plays. Of course, there's a lot out there that deal with this, but these are the two that I'm focused on. If anything else comes into play that's really stands out that I like, I'll jump all over it and bring it to your attention. Now, a couple ones that I really starting to bang the table on here. Probably best bet going into next week now. We're back in the EXEL. Well, still in the EXEL, but back as a best bet on this one, on this pullback. Now, last pullback here, right down into this wedge pattern was our best bet. We got a run. I was looking for a move to 25. It got up to 24 and change. We never got to our 25 retracement trend line. Market kind of went into a little I don't know, back and fill, but a lot of stocks, especially the drug stocks, biotechs, got hit over the last 3 days. Now we're getting a little bounce. I love the pullback to the trend line. I expect this to continue to push back up. I'd actually push my target a little bit higher now to 26. And the reason I like this one a lot is because there is potential news that's going to drop on this very, very soon. So let's concentrate on that for a second and see if we can bring that up. Let me bring up my let's bring up the EXEL fast. This is going to be something you want to be part of before the news comes out. So we're going to look at the upcoming catalyst chart right here, and you can see on top line third top line data due first half of 2021. All right, that's the Cosmic 312 trial, and then we have the Cosmic 311 trial, phase 3 trial, met co-primary endpoints and improvement in progression-free survival. Filing is due in 2021. So we got a couple big, I would say, catalysts coming up. This is the big one, 312, and then on the drug pipeline, phase 1 initiation announced January 25th. Solid tumors approved on that. January 1 initiation announced October 26th. Phase 3 trial is enrolling on Contact 03, and there's a lot of things here that are approved. So you can tell they're doing pretty good. That's something that did not meet endpoint. Approved. Analyst maintains ratings here. Prior target 26. Price target now. And you can see when they come out. When was that out? There's nothing really updated. Well, there is a couple February updated here. Piper Sandler, overweight, raised their price target from 33 to 36. That's February. And Wolf Research here with an outperform initiates with a $35 price target. Morgan Stanley and Stifel have yet to update their 2020 guidance, but this is it's pretty close. They're looking at $27 equal weight. Anything, I mean, this is all above the levels we have right now, 22. So that's why I like this a lot, heading up to that $26 range up here. And timing's important on this. How do you approach this? Do you want to go with the options? Do you want to go with the standard stock? I have mostly options on this, and I hopefully my timing is correct, and I think we could get a pushback up here. I think we're starting to get that pushback up right now, actually, meaning these next few weeks here are going to be looking very important. The other one I just recently jumped back into is AUPH down here in the low 12s, and yeah, well, I'm just taking a shot on this. I'm not banging the table as much as I am on the EXEL, but it is a new position for me this week. And now, of course, the BFT did come out with their merger, but it's been a dead stock. I mean, it hasn't really done much. It's not like, I'm sure we could have looked at stocks like Darden Restaurants and just see these stocks that are just grinding up. And sometimes you want to be in those stocks that are just grinding up, new highs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Very, certain things here. I'm pushing up here. This is a great example. Don't forget this. I'll be doing some scans during this watch list that we look for this type of setup. We have this, a real good complete channel, what we call a 1, 2, 3 channel. And we break down through it due to news, market momentum, whatever causes this to break down. It's usually outside influence, artificial influence to the markets that cause these things technically to break down if they're off of a certain level that have been holding up. And yeah, we could mark that down with the market movement. So once you break down to a channel like that, you tend to push back into the channel and you want to buy the first retracement. Now, I can't show you, I must have showed you about 10 setups like that this week. All of them push back into the channel, pulled back to it, and then off to the races. Now, that's important. You just got to pull the trigger when you have a setup like this. It's called the first bounce off of significant bounce. First bounce off significant bounce. These are usually the lows, the first bounce, and then the pullback. That's what we want. The first pullback off of the significant bounce. This is a significant bounce. This is the first pullback. If there's a trend line, you buy the trend line. If not, you buy the 50% retracement. Very simple. All you have to do now is find the quality names that are setting up. Not every day you're going to have one setting up like that, but that's my job, is to bring them to you. So let's do that. One thing I'm seeing right now is I'm doing some scans, and I'm doing scans of some higher price stocks. This is one of my, and what I'm seeing here is, of course, the high flying tech stocks, these quarantine, stay-at-home type of stocks are starting to sell off, and they're looking pretty weak. I mean, the Zoom, I have no interest in trying to trade Zoom, but you can see these continue to look weak. And Roku getting hit today again. A lot of the media stocks getting crushed today. Ring Central, all these getting really just hurt. So I just want to point out, even Coupa here, pulling back some. I have to put that on the list. Now we're looking for the combination of indicators that kind of give us the opportunity give us a better chance on some of these bounces and some clue to when we're going to get a bounce. But right now I'm not seeing anything on some of these high flyers. So I'm going to just wanted to kind of show you what I'm seeing just in my scan here, just a pure little scan of stocks that are starting to be oversold, starting to pull back, but none of them have given any real good quality setup here. Some of these have really gotten taken down. So it's sometimes not taking an aggressive trade is just as good as looking at taking something or being in something. Sometimes you gotta let things come down. Now there is one that I am eyeballing, and it did hit my target today. I said the high 42s I would get into this, and I'm holding off on that for a second, just until Monday. BLI Berkeley Lights Diagnostics, genome, human genome site. I was hoping to get a little bit steeper move down, really kind of capitulate down into this. But now I'm thinking, boy, we could get to the high 30s. That would be really in a big way. So keep an eye on this one for tomorrow, for next week. I'm sure this is going to be setting up pretty good. Now the hourly is oversold, just got oversold right now. It's actually giving us a little bounce, and the 5 minutes just a little bounce. The daily, of course, has been pinned down here. Not seeing much here on this market here. Pushing back up. The WKEY here broke down a bit here. Careful on that. Again, I have a slow scale back in here at 16, so I'm not too concerned. But I would add to this. Really, the best bet going into next week is EXEL, which is acting really good right now. Let me go back to that chart. The FNKO's looking a little bit better too. But remember, the BLI is going to be front and center next week. Take a look at the Viacom here, getting crushed today. A couple other ones, Discovery, these streaming stocks, all getting just murdered here. Wow, that's 50% pullbacks on these. Imagine that. Just imagine you have all this from February on. You're like sitting pretty, man. You're in the greatest thing, and in one day, you're right back down. One day it took 60 days to get there, and one day to get back. That is, well, hopefully no one's stuck in that. So the other one, again, here's a cheap one, Vistagen. It's holding up pretty good. Again, love the application, the drug application for depression and anxiety on this. It seems to be holding up. They also had an interview on Benzinger, and Benzinger's been doing a great job of bringing you great interviews. So definitely check them out. And that's, again, if we had any positive news on their drug development, this would explode. Of course, any negative news on the drug development, I'm sure this would collapse in a heap. Collapse. The other software company that I'm really starting to eyeball here is Unity Software. This is the platform behind the Unreal Engine and the Earth 2. As you heard us talking about that recently, Earth 2. So this is something that it's put in kind of a double bottom here, back to the original IPO levels, the first consolidation breakout zone. And, I like it here a lot, but again, I would rather have something here show up a little bit more of a bargain on this. It's hard to gauge this right now. I know I do believe the Kathy ARK Fund has bought some of this, but this is something that I am watching closer. I do like the BLI a little bit better at this point, which is starting to bounce off of that 43 level right now, BLI. But I'm going to give these all a little time here, just a couple more days, at least going into next week. Just looking at some other things that are on my screen. Market here pushing back up. It sold off pretty good earlier. You can see this nice sell-off, and then boom, right out of the gate at 3 o'clock, we started running back up. EXEL is over here. It's actually looking good at 22.50. Best bet of the next week. Again, I'm going to keep it streamlined. Unity, BLI, BFT, the news items on the FNKO, FNKO, WKEY are always out there. Now, there is one that had news last night. I emailed the members, SWRM, and I did something. I did not take it off. I told you it was going to open up around $3, which is almost a double on this, 50% move. But overall, if you were in at a penny on this, it went to 3 cents. And you have to, basically have your order in early this morning to kind of take advantage of that. Now they're opening up a division to invest, to investigate the blockchain and start that business. So again, expect a lot of these companies to mention blockchain, NFT in their press releases, or maybe start new divisions in their company just to get that pop. And we did have a pop, but it's kind of drifted back down. I should have taken it off. I didn't act on it. I said, I have 40,000 shares, cheap stock. I'll hold on, see what happens to it. But in most cases, these things are going to pull right back down. So that's why it's so. I always stress, let's move on. Let's get our pops, get in, get our pops, and get out. A couple that we're still waiting for the pops. I do believe we're going to get a significant pop in the LVGI, which is looking pretty good right now. All these have been setups that we've gotten in down here, and we got their breakouts and eventually moved higher. These were, in some cases these were 400, 500, in some cases 1,000-point moves that we've gotten, 1,000% moves, and now they've pulled back. So definitely like this one, acting really good. It's hanging in there. You is continue on watching some of these things. I refuse to chase this U here. IDIX here, a few of them. Again, I'm trying to keep it cleaner today. Just give you some good actionable trades. The IDX had a little reversal candle yesterday. Again, another one that has potential. Let's take a little deeper look. It's starting to move right now. All right, here's the Ideanomics. Here's their profile. I went over this in a couple other videos. The different wholly owned businesses and direct investments that they have. Acquired stake in DBOT, strategic vision, combined regulated complaint platform, digital assets, servicing digital assets, acquisition to provide comprehensive global financial service, full capable range of current, future financial products. You don't know where that's going to lead. Got a lot of different things. They have their electric high performance electric motorcycles. AI offered Asia over the division of risk management, liquefy trades exchange, find out global investors, automated compliance, pre-designed contract templates. Logistorm, analytics, smart technology, enhanced manufacturing project, merger of the 10% newly formed Hong Kong-based Solar Track, missions track to provide opportunity to tractor operators around the world, tractors, grid, sun. All right. Transportation option, clean, safe, affordable with advanced technology, EV innovation, minimal maintenance, tree manufacturing is a licensed EV manufacturing, electric vehicles, and then of course Wave here. We got Wave, founded in 2011, wireless advanced vehicle electronic technology company focused on creating practical economic solutions, trans and off-road industrial vehicles marketed worldwide. So a lot of EV stuff on this. It's moving up here a little. I'll bring that on the screen. It's actually $2 stock. It's moving back up. Again, something that's standing out. Again, we're trying to get into positions that before they pop, before they pop here. So this is a nice pullback here. Very nice pullback. I have 500 shares at 307, so I'm underwater a little on it, but I'm fine with this. Nice reversal candle, kind of a double bottom, holding the 200. I think this could actually pop. Order filled. Order pending. Order pending. Order pending. And you can see the EXEL here moving up here. I have a pretty big position on here. I'd love to get this thing. And again, we could have some news. Oh, FNKO starting to move here. Live with you. I'm in FNKO, so FNKO could have a movement here. And I'm not talking a live action. Live action. Remember the Turtle Man? Live action. Got live action here. BFT here breaking back down here. $14.40. Just horrible action on this. I would like to know why there is sellers in this after the merger and everything. What is causing the pressure in this? Is there manipulation going on? What is causing BFT to kind of sell off after so many people expect this to be such a good deal with PaySafe, yet it has not performed at all, into the again, recent SPAC. Seems like all SPACs need to come back. So we'll watch that. Again, I do have a position in BFT too. Just going back here to one more time. I want to go back to that one. Dynamic ontology-based artificial intelligence machine learning solution financial data worldwide. SAS intelligent but deployed Asia several years. What was the one I was looking at before? Electric motors. Well, mostly electric stuff here. Oh, this is the one. DBOT. I want to look into this a little bit more. Just traditional financial instruments with the capability of serving digital assets. Maybe they come out and they mention something. Delaware Board of Trade. Delaware DBOT. Small cap market promoting capital growth, investors' confidence, transparency, fully automated electronic platform provide fast and efficient trading. Seeing if there's any keywords we're looking here. I do keep on seeing digital securities broker, active OTC markets. All they have to do is just mention something. This thing is gone. So hopefully they get their act together and they put out some kind of press release. Let's take a look at what they had recently. Press releases. Invest in an Italian electric motorcycle. That was March 9th, 2021. All right, so they do come out with some news. National nonprofit accelerating clean transportation. A lot of transportation stuff. Tractor reservations. Retail purchasing businesses. Announces expansion. February 19th. They do come out with a lot of news, apparently. February 15th, fourth quarter financials. Let's take a look at the chart one more time and see if we could identify where that had a big move. Now, this was back in November, December. It had a nice gap up. That was November 2020. So let's go back to that November 2020 area and see what they announced there. If I could go back. November 2020. All right, so November. IDX completed to announce it signed a definitive stock purchase agreement to acquire 100% of privately held Tamos Holding Company. November. That was November 12th. Let's get an exact date on this. So the 2021, 2023, and 24. November 20th. All right. Increases the stake in E-Tractor Company. Well, not really anything here. All right. So, a lot of electric stuff. Merger announces the November sales activities. 151 deliveries. So mostly, yeah, you're definitely dealing with mostly electric vehicles on this one. But just want to make sure we didn't have any pending NFT news or something that could jump on this one as that. So I think it's still possible. Still holding on. I still like it. I might even add to this, but not today. All right, here's one that is popping up on the screen here is Form Factor. Form Factor is, I remember trading this way back in the day, and it must have been under $10. I remember $5. I remember this. And now it's at 45, back at the all-time highs, and it's kind of a nice little, this is on the monthly chart, but a weekly chart actually. Good weekly reversal candle, oversold on the, well, not quite, just about starting to turn back up on the weekly. That actually looks pretty good too. And you can see the downward double bottom divergence here. Not much higher stochastic rotation here. At very nice. It's actually moving a little bit nicer here. Pushing right at the highs. Looks like it could pop right at the close here. FORM. Nice divergence. Everything's setting up here for a follow through. I mean, I got my green light on this one. FORM. Let me throw that in the room right now. There is some conversation in the room of talking about the escalations of China and some geopolitical issues. We used to, trade the defensive aerospace and defense sector here a lot. This is kind of an interesting channel here, back here. We broke out of it. We seem to be breaking out. If you do believe there is something coming up with the China relations or North Korea, we want to watch the LMTs of the world, NOC, also Northrop Grumman, which is also very similar chart patterns. This is actually in an uptrend. Little pullback today, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and then of course Boeing is more of a planes, but we got that breakout on that. And then there's Raytheon, RTN. Raytheon got bought out, I believe. That's no longer a stock. All right, what time is it here? About 6 minutes to go. 6 minutes to go. Nice little reversal on AUPH. Going into next week, and I'll finish off this watch list. Even though the market's closing out, we will finish this out. I've been doing a lot of scans behind the scenes here, and I'm finding a couple of good divergences. What I just mentioned there, the form looks really nice. Going into next week, it really does look textbook. Where's my form? Here it is. All right, let's go back here. Okay, there it is. Nice divergence, nice trend line break, nice consolidation. Possible double bottom divergence here on Upwork too. These are my divergence scans, but they're very shallow divergences. It's interesting right there. Wow, look at the market here rallying at the end of the day. Last minute here, and here's our big line here. 39.50 was a big line in the sand. We were expecting to get to that today, and we did. We just got to it. And it is exploding through this line. Here we got some buying pressure across the board. Even the BFT is actually popping up here in the DGNR, which is a nice pop. And a little pop here at the end of the day. Well, I think I missed my opportunity on the BLI here, up to 44 now, and the U is up to 95. You got to wait in there sometimes, but the EXEL here, which we have been taking some big positions in this, pushing higher, so everything looking good. And that's going to be a wrap here at 4 o'clock right now. Let's turn on I want to just turn on the volume in the back and see. Hear the crickets there. All right, I've been doing a lot. It's after 6 o'clock now, and I've been just scanning the globe here for setups. I'm down to Snowflake here, which I've been loving down here at 220. I have a small position I've been holding for a while. Hasn't really done much. My original target was to buy this around the 220 zone, and I kind of just been watching it. Now today kind of broke out. This is situation where we had that kind of downward channel, a little pop out of a retracement, bounce. It seems to be kind of breaking out. We've broken through some previous highs of the previous session. This is usually a good sign for a continuing rally once we start to get some movement on it. So let's consider that. Let's consider this a beginning of a bigger trend forward. This is just the beginning of the trend, and we'll see where this ends up going. But I love it down here. It looks really good. And we have to figure out the best way to approach this. It does cost $234. I like the idea of having some shares. I do have some shares in it, so I don't have to worry about time decay on options. But overall, this looks good going forward into next week. So this is actually high on the list also. So again, best bet EXEL. Big candle, looks pretty good. The AUPH is starting to get a new position on this down here, looking good. The BLI putting in a nice little candle here, and again, I'm interested in this 42. It did get down to that 42 level under 43. We'll see what happens Monday, but I definitely want to be part of this one also. This watch list is pretty much a longer term swing setup here. If you can get a few shares, depending on how you what you're able to do with these stocks that we're talking about right now, are all set up, nice pullbacks. These are great swing positions at this point. And then the Snowflake, same thing, just starting to move back up. These are excellent swing position setups right here. The EXEL, and then of course the BFT, which I'm doing a little bit more research on it. The trend line breakout, pullback. I do expect this one to start to grind back up here sooner than later. The change of the symbol is going to be on the 31st, I believe, which is next week. 31st will be on Wednesday. That's when it'll turn into Pay Safe, which I believe is PSFE. That'll be the new symbol, and maybe we'll get a little further push up there on this one. And then of course you have the other ones, the WKEY, the WKEY, which again at this level the pullback looks great. We continue to buy that one, and then the FNKO, and then there's going to be the DGNR, which right down here again. Good SPAC, Mark, what's his name? I think his name is Mark Stad. Really an impressive young hedge fund guy who brought this SPAC to back to public, brought it public, excuse me. And again, they made that deal here, just like everything. Every SPAC got hit. Now, there's going to be a time where these things start to rotate back up. You want to surround yourselves with the best ones. The DGNR is a great one. The BFT is a great one. There's some other ones, the CCIV. I'm hearing some good things about here. Churchill Capital down at this level. And there's some other ones. And the Pershing Square down here, which has not announced PSTH, any deal yet. But remember, this one came public at $20. It gapped, actually, the SPAC NAV is 20. It opened up here around 22. It's moved all the way up. It's topped up at $34. No announcement yet of anything. I would expect the announcement to pop this and then watch it fade like all the others. But the initial announcement should be good. So anything close down here under 23, 22, 21 looks excellent. We had a buy zone under 26, and then you can see it's 24, 20, 52. So I would add this to the watch list of swing trades going into going forward from this point on. Individual stocks that are looking great going forward. PSTH, I'm going to write them all down here. EFT, EXEL, best bet, AUPH, WKEY, BLI, SNOW, and then the last one I think we mentioned is the Unity software, which started to bounce off a double bottom here. I like this one a lot too. I do have a couple calls on this, but they're do I have them? Yeah, they're going out to April, and again I got them back here, so they've sold off a bit. I have them, two of them, 110 calls. They're cut in half right now. I bought them at 366. They're about $1.30 right now. But from this point on, we could actually see a little upside momentum on these to get something. And I'm, again, always looking for a better situation. But out of all those, I like the BLI a little bit better than the U at this point. And I like the SNO better than all three of those. Well, BLI and SNO are up there the same. EXEL, the best bet, followed by BFT, PSTH, AUPH. That's it. So we're going to be back in the office here Monday morning to take these to new highs. I think we're going to have a great start to next week. I hope everyone had a good, profitable week here. Day Trading Radio. Appreciate your memberships and everything. We'll see you Monday, all right? If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. I'll be checking the emails this weekend. So if you have any questions or have any suggestions, please let me know. I will get back to you. Promise you. All right. Have a good one.